Can we check to see we live? Count. All right.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Great Millstone of Virginia. As always, we give you latest news, articles, and lessons in the spirit and fire by Shimi Al-Shad. But as always, first and foremost, we give all praises, glory, and honor due to Allah. When I say double honor to that, also Great Millstone, we welcome to the truth. And of course, when I say peace and blessings and salutation to your Akamai that express the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, since the rest of that building scattered the four corners of the earth. With them, say shalom. Hey, man, today, man's been one hell of a week, man.
No. That's great because if you're a prophecy watcher and the Lord has set you up to watch, examine the time, and you see that we're moving closer and closer towards the return of our Lord and Savior. You see the things happening with Iran, Israel.
Wow, that's spiritual.
Yeah.
The scripture says, what, at least you have to watch up that. No, because you know what the elders say, once Israel hits Iran,
It's
all
on.
prophecy is on now.
Yeah, we said they are strong. And that's what we did. We're gearing up towards the Joel, second and third chapter, and coming into fruition, you know. But of course,
Like I said, yeah, right up to the next man, like we get all to that, you know, the spirit.
yeah, for sure.
See, one thing I call the spirit at first, you know how it is when you be a little bit drained, you know, a little sleep, once you get the spirit prophecy. It's hard, you know, that's all I love the spirit, that's why it's important, no matter how it's about, but even in fellowship with the oxygen, man, because this, like I said, it's not better, you know, so you can have all the women, every world, man, all shit, but mainly back, mainly that Satan, black, point, and all that, I mean, have all that, but hey, it's all about the spirit, man. That's what keeps us. We keep on going this truth, man. Little world, you know what I'm saying? You're going to the end, man. You know what I'm saying? You get that spirit, so we call y'all about Shimi Al-Shad as always for, you know, the guy that protect us, give us that spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's what occupying prophecy, man. You know what I'm saying? To give us that faith with it, to know that the end times is coming.
Rock 39.
Yeah.
That's what he do. How about you, Yahushua said, I will not leave you comfortless, man. And we feeling comfort in the spirit because they while the whole world is going through the turmoil, being fucked up in the flesh and in the mind. You know, they have no certain place of rest. No matter the things that they do in the world, they just toss to and fro. You know, with every word with doctrine. You know, with no comfortability. Like Yahushua said, I will leave you a comforter and will teach you all things. You know, and what more to watch for than the things that are coming to pass, that the Lord said will come to pass, you know? And what a brother's going to keep getting grab that real quick. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 1. You know? Yep, because that's what we're supposed to do. You know? If we say we're the prophets of Yahweh Shuli Al-Shah, and we watch for the things that the Lord said will happen, what are we to do? We're supposed to continuously watch for the prophecies and balance them out, you know, to see where we are at the time so we can properly warn Yahweh Shuli Al-Shah flock, you know, and doing all things for the elect's sake, you know, even when we going through our bullshit, you know, the things that we go through on a daily basis, you know, on an hourly, minute basis, you know, and we still watching the prophecy, and that's all we got, you know, that's all we got. Greater than the hope. Yep. Yeah, that's it. This is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1, it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy. Going to it, brother. Yeah. Hey, Heavenly Father put that spiritual eyesight, you know what I'm saying, be able to see what's going on, you know, spend a little time in the Word, you know, in the truth, growing and so forth, and it be, you know, just like Jeremiah, you know, shut up in my bones, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you itching to do the work of the Lord, man. You're going through whatever you're going through your week, you know what I'm saying? You know, yes, you being thrown in that fire of adversity, you know what I'm saying? But you coming out unblemished, you know what I'm saying? The Lord, you begin to see his reflection within you. That's the whole point of being thrown into that furnace. You know what I'm saying? Certain metals, what is it, like silver and different things.
Precious stone.
Yeah.
It's a gemstone. Yeah.
They can't be in the furnace for so long. If you keep them in there too long, they'll be completely destroyed. If you keep it there not enough, the dross would not be, it won't be purified at the level where it needs to be. So with certain metals and stones and so forth, like silver, you keep the silver in the fire until the one that's blowing the coals can see his reflection. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we're becoming to the Lord. So with us, being edified in the ways of Yahweh Shai, amen, we understand because the Heavenly Father has given us that walk, that mark of exemption and so forth. Hey, in order for us to receive that mark of exemption, we got to go through different turmoils, different things to get to that level. And going through that, we're gonna see we're gonna see prophecy being fulfilled. Why? Because we're surrounding ourselves in just that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see, like the scripture say, the low paraphrase, the smaller nations begin to come against the other nations, the larger nations. And we say that they're strong. You know what I mean?
Oh, and also too, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the news, man. I mean, we can experience, we know we in town. Because, you know what I'm saying? Before they want to block out, like it says, block out, shut up their eyes, and block out their ears, man. When it, you know what I'm saying? And they willingly do that, man, but they can't escape it, man. You know what I'm saying? They can't escape prophecy. They can't escape the will of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to go to it. We're going to come to you. You know what I'm saying? All right? Because what? Things have to play out, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the Lord's will, man. You know? But I want to get this right about this, man. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he said, awaken thou that sleep, arise from the dead, and now my shall give you up. So that's right. You know what I mean? Because of people, you know what I'm saying? The ones that, you know what I'm saying? When the time comes, the ones, their bodies get left. You know what I'm saying? Hey, multitudes are going to start waking up, man. You know what I'm saying? As you can see right now, you know what I'm saying? It's a car right now, you know what I'm saying? They catching hell. You know what I mean? Go to trials, man. Because now they know how it feels to be Jewish. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, like I said, they are people too. So they got separate curses too. So now they starting to wake up and realize that, damn, this damn devil, you know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? That, what? He's a damn devil.
And they fits prophecy as well, because in Jeremiah, he spoke about how the children of Judah and the children of Israel be oppressed together. Whatever time in history happens, they use tribes. The northern and southern kingdom been oppressed on this scale, there is no other place but here, so that's prophecy in itself as well.
Yeah. Hey, it tells you that you shall vex you shall vex you, all the tribes, you know what I'm saying? And now, Issachar, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? Judah's not having Issachar, because like I said, Judah they hate you. But like I said, it's going to come to a time where, the devil will be out of control to the point where it's going to go back to the beast with that staff. Where that, that North China and Southern China shall come together.
Where you see that starting out first, with those who are worshiping the help by Shemiah, who are putting forth the really help by Shemiah, we come together, we got brothers from all different kind of walks of life, Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom, all the tribes that have come together now, and we realize we have one common enemy, as one and the same power. We serve the same power where all the children of Yahweh, versus the one true living fellowship. We got that same unity. That's what King David spoke about. How beautiful it is for brothers to dwell in unity. That union starts right here. That's why the kingdom of heaven dwelleth in us. And we are representation of the Yahweh by Shemiah, kingdom before it's established on earth. That's how we're supposed to be examples of this.
And it says, arise and give you light, even as you walk circumspect and not as fools, but as wise, forgiving the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore, be not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, the will of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it says Revelation 12, where it's getting, well, instead of having the devil deceive you, the devil's coming down already. It's coming down. Right. Yeah, man, we actually about to head into actually World War III, man. You know what I'm saying? We expect Israel to, Iran to shoot Israel right now. I said, oh, shit. That's a major prophecy right there, man. That you know what I'm saying, that what we've been waiting for, man. You know what I'm saying? But
It's going to cause things to go over. That's the scripture brother quoted earlier. Least of the plot is on about. Hey, look, Israel don't stand a chance when it comes to Iran. You know, Israel's population is what? About 9 million. You know, Iran's population is about 9 million. You know, so what's the difference in that? What's going to happen with that? You know, they're going to have to call on their allies, and who is that? Donald Trump.
America, yep. And like I said, everybody's watching the comments and they starting to see that Israel's a damn devil, man. They already started shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So what? Yeah, there's no justification for it. Now we're talking about some pro-Israel and all that. Like, look what these, you know what I'm saying? Look what these gutter rats are doing to other nations, man. But hey, they start rules. You know, the whole world starting to see that. You know. So hey, go to church, man. Yeah, again, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the church is being lifted up, man. Like you said, America freedom. So now what? America got to, back up.
That bullshit, like, yeah, I tried to give him a warning, not to shoot off the missiles, blah, blah, blah. You know, and he said it wouldn't work out well for you. But look, but he did it anyway. And what happened? When Iran did their counterattack, the U.S. was right there to aid them, you know, and setting up that defense against those troops. So it's up, man. You know, because Iran was popping that shit too. Like, anybody that get involved, some of that head up. You know, but hey, disclaimer, you know that the MOCD has to be implemented first before anything else can pop off. That's right. You know, which ain't that's right on. You can see that going on too. The digital age and the things that help out you outside said it's gonna happen. And we here too. We're not even help out you outside. But you make it. That's true. I got that 2 Ezra chapter 9, starting at verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and then thou seest part of the signs past, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. That's beautiful, you know, because we realize that evil, only evil, is going to continue to multiply in this place. You know, and the scripture talk about a worm spread under you. I mean, this place is corroded. You know, the decay is already there. You know, you've seen it morally, you've seen it within the monetary system, the economics, and everything else. You know, these farmers, they losing their shit now. They're like, Trump is deporting everybody that we got, you know, a large amount of our workforce, you know. But now he got to take back his word on that, and something like that. Now he's got to take back on his word. Now he's like, yeah, we're gonna figure out a solution to keep some of these quote unquote illegals over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
who gonna work? Yeah, because that's what they say. Who gonna work?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like I said, because you're not gonna build them houses. You know what I'm saying? You never see you build them houses. You don't see extra cars. You know, like I say, even at the job today, like I say, you know what I'm saying, when I do all these dump trucks and machinery, like I say, if it is a car, you know what I'm saying, be an excavator, you know, besides Esau, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If it is a car, why isn't that like that? I'll think about it too. I'm like, damn, I'm surprised that, I see things today like too. I mean, I'm surprised. But again, you never know. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, all that is really God. It's like you could be social media sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everything is orchestrated for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's a car out there. We know that what? It's improving that what? They like pay actors, they're informants, FBI agents. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They got an old prop. Not just do this, they got an Issachar. You know what I'm saying? Everything's a psyop. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. Why would Issachar, you know what I'm saying, wave his flag in Babylon and go back home? You know what I'm saying? All that, you know what I mean? Disturbance. Like I said, this tension, but ultimately it was just a martial law.
Yeah, order that field. The average citizen don't got time for that. They got to work. Real escalate slave like you said, they can work on that. They got time for that. They got time for that. So the initial startup of every protest are provocators. Like they send out provocators to go out there and initially start the thing. The average person is trying to make a living, success. Now once the chaos is low,
Then they'll be like, you know what, let me join my people. Then you'll start seeing young people go out and join the, discussions, the YN, they'll start breaking their stores, taking shit, for the most part, it's all safe. Even with the Iran and Israel thing, everything's going to show up in Israel. Because when you look at, what is that, Joe, Handle the sword is the weakness. You can saw him, Yeah, get that real quick.
Can we get this one right there? It says this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, we Satan should get an advantage of us, but we're not getting out of his devices. Which we're not. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we already seen it already. Hey, even says in Psalms that what? He wants Psalms to all about himself. So we should already expose his own, you know what I'm saying, his own government years ago about how they do certain things. That's how we're able to find out. And like I said, it's in social media, so so eventually some random person like, let's be recording and find out, like, hey, what you doing? You remember that one time that Jake, you know what I'm saying, doing the riots one time out there? And, they tried to follow him. Oh, yeah. Hey, what you doing? They said, oh, my God. Yeah. Because basically, you know what I'm saying, we don't need to form it.
Hey, that, like, go back to the Israel and Iran thing. They'll make it seem like, intentions are rising to a greater possibility. This is a plan that the Amalekites have had for a long time. They want to eradicate everybody, and they can be sole, beneficiaries of the whole world. When you go to that terrain, the Lord says they are the rulers of the gods of the earth. So they have a plan to eradicate everybody. They want to make it so that, we have to keep Iran from getting nuclear missiles. There's 60% off of that. I believe they already got me. But there's 60%. Y'all said the same shit about Afghanistan. Weapons of mass destruction. Came to find out there was no weapons of mass destruction. But they used that narrative to start on a decade of war and rape on it. But really, that was a plan, a psyop that they orchestrated. So when you see them out of nowhere, you bomb. This is bombs Iran again. Out of nowhere. That's not something. We're trying to keep them from y'all. Really, it's all that. All the drink after the commandment.
You talking about that. That's becoming everything that's supposed to be a problem. And then I can find a point now, all of a sudden it's not Palestine. Whatever Palestine. What happened to that? I guess the guy was British Palestine whenever they won. How they going to Iran? You know what I'm saying?
The thing about this war, this is why it ain't gonna happen right now. We're paying attention. AI is already here. You can talk to AI. Full conversation. I was in space yesterday. Everybody talking about World War III. And they were asking, they were going in a debate back and forth, and they were saying, Clark, can you back up with this? Like they was, Clark, is he right or wrong? And Clark would be like, 1942, so AI is here, but you gotta understand when the war is controlled, it's not gonna be like how the war was in the 60s. At the time, when ages go on, technology, and show you that determination, this war is going to be more of an AI robotic war. They don't need to send niggas out with guns. They can send drones. They can send all types of robotic equipment to go and bomb places. It's not going to necessarily be, we need a draft, we need a month, but they don't need people.
Oh yeah, somebody say, they also call it cyber warfare.
Cyber, which is kind of like a proxy, but it's a digital proxy before the actual war that kicks off. By the time the war, and if you really want to go into the depths of it, nukes are a form of AI capability. Because you don't know what they do to activate those nukes. They probably got a whole AI database that's going to activate shit. You know what I'm saying? So when those are shut off, that's actually AI technology. Artificial intelligence technology that knows where to, artificial intelligence knows where to go. Those missiles know where to go and know where to hit. Those warheads that come out of the missiles, that's AI technology. So this war, when you go back and watch the Terminator state of Wisconsin, in Wisconsin and AI, with the war, and that's the point that we're at. We're literally living with AI. I didn't think we was gonna be this. I always used to say, robots. I'm watching the BET Awards, and they telling niggas, y'all ain't gotta drive home. Yeah. We got autonomous cars waiting for you. No afterthought. They had driverless cars waiting for all the celebrities that came out to the world. This is the time we're living in. Wild ass.
That had never been before. That had never been.
We live in the most robots.
It's like iRobot.
We live in the most robots.
Hello there. Yeah, come on. Hey, says in James that what? What? That's not true. Yeah. Now that's crazy, man. Like you say, you never expected it. You thought nobody had to wait, you know what I'm saying? You thought, but again, the Lord's thoughts, not our thoughts, man. They're going to show you, man, that the Lord has them. Yo, it's mine, man. I tell you, like
that technology is high-level sources. When you think of AI, you have to really see and think like, how the fuck we can create something that can talk? Timberland has just signed an AI artist. Not a real artist. He signed an AI artist. Like, think about what the time it'll bug you up if you don't have to say, what the fuck is happening?
Hey, y'all seen that that's in the Google conference, I forgot what it's called, the AI trailers, and it looks so real. Yeah, that's you look at AI, you know, because getting into it, like, you look at it, like, that's real people. You know what I'm saying? How the way to solve it, you know, like, a couple of years ago, we had AI and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because what, they were goofing around with everybody, goofing around there. And now that these official companies, they got the resources, like you said, got the money, they can, we wouldn't have had a marketing team no more. You don't need no marketing team no more. So what? So people with the marketing jobs, they're finished. Why would you got AI that can just relate real people? Like the talking to, like I said, Walmart, bro, like real people are talking.
Look at when the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer first came out, the graphics were okay, they're better than the last Grand Theft Auto. Then they pushed it back. Then they dropped the most recent trailer. The graphics got even better, but they just pushed it back again.
What? Damn!
They released the trailers, but they had pushed it back further than the original.
Oh yeah.
But what they're doing during this period is when you look at the current GTA trailer, it looks like humans. The hair is flowing. All of it's like it looks like humans. By the time they release the actual game, who knows what the fuck they look like? The Sims say they're coming out with some shit. You know, it's here. All this shit that we've been watching, these futuristic movies, telling you about how they want society in their home, and go in the metaverse, you know, in this fucking digital world. That's how they get it. Transhumanism, integrating man with machine. That's why a lot of things they pay attention to. What is it, Street Fighter? Action, Street Fighter, Cyborg, different ones like that. Yeah, that was like the early signs, and I'm like, where we want to take this thing. And now they're fully at the point of unveiling what they truly. Let me tell you right now, they already got one.
Oh yeah, they got it.
Consonant was on screen with a fucking robot. But Consonant got a robot. They have more enhanced robots than what they have robots with flesh skin. There's a show.
Remember the robot that you know, I see with the China, they have a dancing robot. Remember in China? Remember dancing?
They have this show called Humans. You see, the humans are humans. And they have the flesh is like ours. But they ate their robots. They talk, they walk it all day. But you will know. That's what they have. That's what they have. That's what they want.
This Psalm 22 and 20, it says, deliver my soul from thy sword. No, that's it. Psalm 22:20, it says, deliver my soul from the sword, my darling from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, and thou hast heard me from the horn of the unicorn.
It goes kind of sound good.
That's about the uniform.
Yeah, that sounds good. But it wasn't gold. It goes down to But that's the Lord, sword, Esau, and the Lord did the Esau with AI. He did them, that's how I know that spiritual power. We can't even conceive how that even happens. How am I having a conversation with something that's not true? But it's possible. It is a spiritual. It's a left hand side, don't do shit. But it's literally different. It's talking about the full conversation.
Like I said, what people doing now, like you said, they used to walk to that, get back to that, that's witchcraft. That's what I'm saying. That's not normal. No way for you to talk to an artificial term that's not real. It's like you're talking to human beings. But again, the new generation, all generations, but technically this new generation that is wrong. That's why that's why they say this new generation that takes the sign, sign doesn't get it. Both guys get 30. What? Before Egypt was one of all things help anything, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of opening the mind on the Most High. That's why 2/3 of our people are going to have to die. Because what? You're not going to rely on because they rely on their own devices, whatever that is. Smoking, drugs, AI, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
They just start worshiping AI because it's something that they can get an answer from right now.
Yeah,
and they don't have level of wisdom to so Jacob will worship a rock, you know what I'm saying? Jacob worship anything. So if he can get that AI, get him to win the lottery and different things like that, or business goals or whatever the fuck, AI here is not working.
That's why I think the point of that is when Moses put it to Mount Sinai, they started, let's get it. Let's get it. Because when you read it, it comes to life. Instead of just, summarizing. Over here in Exodus, my brother did Exodus, the 32nd chapter. Get that real quick. Yeah, you just talk. You mentioned how Jacob worshiped the rock.
Exodus chapter 32, starting at verse 1, it says, and when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mountain,
and that's really what Yahweh, that's how they talk about Yahweh. He has delayed his coming. That's how they talk about Moses when he went to the mountain. They took, he got it for 40 days? That's a long, that's a month.
And like I said, the times are different back then.
Waking up every day, the leader of the nation is not good. Niggas running through your tent, grabbing shit.
Hey.
Ain't nobody knows the stress. You gotta go to the Levites and they get stressed, and Aaron and them get stressed, but they can't.
Apostle Peter said the same thing. It's 2 Peter 3 3. It says, knowing the spirit that shall come in the last days, falters, walking after their own lust and shame, whereas the promise of his coming was since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as the word from the beginning of creation.
What did Scripture say what? Because wicked deed is not punished. Yeah, here we go.
You fucked your wife. Let me speak.
back to Exodus 32, it says, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, up, make us gods which shall go before us for as which shall go before us for as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we want not what is become of him.
Aaron, look, you want to make us some gods.
That's a golden calf out here.
Moses dead. Really what they said, my son dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
We need something to believe on because we out here in the wilderness. I'm getting goddamn coyotes at night. I need something to believe on because Jake is scary ass people. Right? They hide their fears. Whether it's their gun, you know, whether it's their gun or whether it's their money to leave that, Jake needs something to leave in because they really a bitch and they don't have the Lord on their side. Like, why is he has faith in that Glock, that switch. Is he a bitch? But that's his God though. As long as he got, you take that away from him. He needs a God to worship. He needs a prayer. He posts it. That's his God. That's his God. Jake needs God. JC. You take JC away from certain niggas, they lose. And they want to down JC.
He's like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Niggas want to down. JC.
A lot of artists, when Nipsey died, they was like, yeah, man, hey, why couldn't it been me instead of Nip? You know, hey, take me with this.
Yeah, right.
Said that people, ancient times, they used to say that a king or something of that nature would have died, they'll execute certain servants.
Oh yeah. It's just
Meet them in the afterlife and all this. You'll be surprised how many crazy ass people that don't get no type of recognition for suicide when a celebrity dies, thinking that they're gonna be in service to them. You know what I mean? In their game of chess, it's got P Planet P there. Yeah. They cutting themselves.
You remember what they do, right? They got it on camera. You know? That's a live camera.
Yeah.
Well, you know how people do sometimes. I mean, we're trying to get attention. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
Point being, that's their God, so they can make anything a God. And the Lord says what? Have no other God. So if you go in the bed praying in the bar, niggas do this shit. These niggas on LeBron, go LeBron is their God. They go see Almighty LeBron before I go to bed. LeBron before I go to bed. Like, they really be crazy.
Nah.
Niggas got shrines.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I remember high school, we said that we should wear a long shorts once in a while, sweat. I mean, they said that to me one time, like in high school. But like I said,
When he posted with an all-star game and he was in the middle, the only one not wearing a jersey, because he was injured, but he could at least wear a uniform. People was like, look at him trying to stand up. LeBron stands, he's like, he's going to uniform. Yeah. You ain't got to wear no uniform. It's like, but they like that with all these celebrities. Yeah. That's why these celebrities are so prideful. Like Jay, you'll say he's God and all that, because he sees, when he goes to different places, he sees the worship people. Like they can't even leave, they can't even come out to the place. They get worship. They're literally getting worship. So when and they're in the flesh, so that shit goes to their head and it gives them a God complex. So when they're like, they start to say real what they want, and they can't like tell shit because everybody that's around them, like yes man.
yeah.
And then everybody, their fans literally worship them. Imagine if you had people that you would, nobody could tell you shit. You can pay for the top flight security. Some of these niggas got CIA protecting them. You know, that shit will go in your head. They said this nigga Kempton, he got a Toronto.
Yeah, I heard about that.
This nigga had the government. He had the government protecting him. You know, Kendrick is known for.
That's great.
Yeah, Kendrick is known for being more like a rally type rapper. But he has to be careful too. Because he's done a lot of questionable shit. You know, putting the cross on, doing that weird gay right shit. But when you get praised like that shit will come up to you. You know, and if you don't have a brownie faith in the Lord, or fear of the Lord, that shit will come up your mind. You know? So it's really not good. If I was him, I would, do what you gotta do. you know, for this house, what you said, this take what you're trying to make, brother, and then go back into the seclusion. Because he had a song about the reason why I don't come out so much to protect my security. And you gotta make sure you keep your mindset, because if you don't, you know, it'll corrupt you, man. It'll fucking corrupt you.
That's what the Lord keeps telling me to why we are talking about us. You know what I'm saying? You got that thing, we would have been like them too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad thing to get with. So, you know, because let's be real, you know what I'm saying? Let's a little family, we got our first 100 grand. I don't know if it's good. Oh, damn, good. You want to stop blessing us with millions, 10,000. Gotta get profit. Yeah, like you said, trickle down. That's why it's scary to have so much power, man. You know, especially if you're not, you know, if you don't have the right, you know, the mindset of y'all about shooting out shot, man. That's why what we got to use on that side, so that we can learn. And the time to come, we can gain them that we have power as like righteousness. That's why it's like that. The Lord's gonna be in our hearts. You know, what we want to walk.
Yeah, the Lord is a jealous power, son. Now, somebody, the Lord could be more attention, you don't know. Because he did some things that you was like, the Lord can use leverage too. The Lord kind of gives you leverage. So he could, the reason why he could be reaching these type of heights, maybe the Lord was walking. Somebody will be like, oh, here's the Lord. And they go listen to that out and down. And they kind of know, oh, I'm going to be Israel. And he said, oh, he said, the Lord is coming. So the Lord could be using him, but he has to make sure, I think he was with IUIC. You got to make sure, because nigga, this nigga reach heights I never thought. Airline Super Bowl, stadiums, selling, like that shit is corruption, man. You know, you want stadium. You just stand there and let people, you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. Because the Lord is a jealous power. See what he did to my shot. You know?
Yeah, like the Masha and then they reached the promise. Yeah, they all died.
The Lord will use you for a purpose and then fuck you up if you're not having humility. The Lord is using a guy like you, right? And then when he's done with him because he didn't stay home. Maybe Kendrick going home and saying prayers to the Lord, but I doubt it because the nigga walk around and line up now all type of shit. Like I said, the Lord uses you for certain things and then he will not. So when he's done using you, Kendrick, that's your ass. If you not, if somebody he wants to do, that's your ass. You know, he use you for it. We see that with brothers in the truth. He'll use you for whatever his purpose to bring something over there, and he'll do really good. So you have to, don't just say something, you gotta live by that shit, man. You speak about humility, you know, he got a song called I'm Saving You. I'll make you think about it, but I'm not your savior. You gotta live by that shit. Lord makes a quiet heart.
This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 44. No man can serve two masters. For either you will hate the one and love the other, or else you will hold the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, this is what let you take no one. Go hard for the Lord, you don't. You know how to you up.
If you're going into marriage, what is Esau? He puts his face on the man. That's a form of worship. So every time the currency you need to survive, his face is on it. So that psychologically puts you in a mindset of worshiping him. Because the money you use to pay for your kids, to pay for your food, water that keeps the breath in you, got his face on it. So every time that's right. You don't even know the deep subconscious, left-hand side witchcraft is what it is. And that they're to a person, if their face is on it, that shit fucks you up.
What, trust in God?
Good. I don't even look at it. I'm glad we use this shit. Because I don't even look. If I do buy with some money, I don't even look at it no more. I just get all that shit. Which pyramid up. You know, because that shit is sorcery. You look at them, they face of the shit. Nah, man.
Yeah, go show you what's the power.
Let me swipe my card.
No, for real.
They got my slave name on it, but it's better than looking at that goddamn you.
Right.
In Proverbs 23 and 4 it says, labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom.
And we're going to go back to the Haitian.
Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
What? Break it down.
As the brothers are bringing out that money as witchcraft and different things they do different seances, and, you know, with building America and they finances and different things. So that's when you get it. Hey, that's why it's able to change your spirit and so forth. When your spirit is not guarded by your own by shot. So you subject to whatever you really want, because that money is gonna bring out thirst in your nuts. It's gonna satisfy your nuts.
Yeah, that's like what it is right now. And I'm especially going with our nation. It's all about the money. It's all about that's we are currency. When we know that, that's not real money. Real money is what having land, cattle, precious wealth, gold, silver. That's real money. Not the federal government, because in all wrestling, that federal government, that ain't shit. You see that, you know what I'm saying? You see the movie where, you know, they got a whole bunch of dollar bills that won't worth shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's one last thing, but we know ultimately though, it's really the Lord. Like you said. It says what the Lord provides for food. It tells you that you read it at Camp Blessing about how does the Lord provide for the birds of the air. He said, and the Lord said, what, aren't you more above these animals?
Right.
You got it.
Yeah, yeah, you was going into the cattle and stuff. Even before that, your children are your main source of currency, and your sons are your labor force. That's why the Lord said you really supposed to have a lot of children. Right? You look at Isaac. Right? I mean, you look at Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. And he had the daughter. Yeah, of course. You look at Jacob, he had 12, that's a lot of sons. You can't just sit around playing Xbox. No, they was working on what he had around the land. Right? Your sons are your labor force. That's your money. That's your money. They work in that land. Your daughters are money also. Because you shop your daughters, period. Right? They're chasing, you shop that around. Because by the time she's 13 or 14, I got to get you a body and so you can do a life in your own. You know, have something in your own. You ain't just all somewhere, blow the fuck out. And I need to recoup from that because you kept it. So when you go into a man looking for a suitable or a husband for his daughter, they have some calling down. That's your money. So your children ain't just supposed to, we had children. We had children out low with our shit. That's how shit is in this time. You know, this constant dating and shit. The time we live in now is so, you know, it's just so low level. You know, you just have a kid. Oh, we have a kid. You know, it's fucking. No, having kids was like, okay, this is. You gonna get it. At early ages, you assign. That's your money. That's your workforce, and you instill shit. That's a business. A family is a business. That's why you have a sister wife.
You know, it's like a ball brother. Hey, when the father says, it's your grind and message.
Beautiful example.
They see what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? They got on their ass 24/7, like you said. You know what I'm saying? They ain't bullshit around. You see all three sons are successful.
Yeah, that's what that sister was. They had children, and it came and we gonna be. Scripture say, well, small should become a great nation. That's not just because the Lord just wants you to have sex like that. You're gonna be building and creating. All of them are gonna have purpose, and you need those hands to do that. You know, hey, when you look at Invincible, you know, he sent his song. You know, you'll see some Lucha might say they gotta go to this place, do that, take care of that. You need the numbers to do that. You know, man, if a man, we went into a last week, what's the population of Virginia? What, like 200 something thousand? The Lord makes you king over 75%. Right? No, Norfolk, the population of Norfolk is 200 something thousand and growing alone. So let's say the Lord give you one city. He makes you a rule over Norfolk. So now you have over 200,000 people on the Norfolk throne. And I ain't talking about how this governor, so I'm talking about the king of Norfolk. Anything you say goes through the laws of the Alabama State Church. You're a king. You need your sons. You need help. You need your family. You know, grown got their own shit to manage. You are king of Norfolk. You need sons. You gotta start bearing. Because they got to be in manager positions. They got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to put your son in certain things until they're able to do their own shit.
You know what's so crazy?
That's how they grow.
This past week in Japan, about how, I forgot how it goes, but basically, like you said, we have a business, it's supposed to be your son's legacy, you know, because they're going so old, but now that their children, they don't want to carry on the legacy, they want to give you other shit, you know, they can Babylon, all this shit, you're generous, man. But technically, like you said, it's supposed to be ties on you, but now, I'm talking about over there, you know, they're trying to figure out, damn, and we're gonna take care of my business. You know what I'm saying? Because I think last thing they want to do is last thing you want to do is sell your company so another company, not somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But we're getting so old. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you a king, and you know, you got God like power, but you trying to be right at every single place. You know, you a king. Kings don't do that. Your sons, you want to have people going to be working for you. Your sons want to be a manager for you. So have people working for them. Before they got to do certain things, and they're learning how to win from what you are showing them from their manager positions. By the time they become their own game, put them out to you. You still got, you know, certain people working, but it's a business. You know, your children are a business. Your children are your money, your labor. You go to your cattle, your resources. You don't get none of that without having helping hands.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Especially when you get old, who's gonna take care of you? You know what I'm saying? Back because now we got senior citizens. But back then, somebody had to be taking care of you. You know what I'm saying? When you get your sons and your daughters to take care of you.
Yeah, I'm watching this one couple on YouTube. They homestead. Homestead means they farm their own land. They got a lot of land. And it was just him and his wife doing it, but it's gotten way too much. It's getting way too much. She was talking about how she was getting depressed. Farming is what a tedious, especially if you got a lot of land. You got all this kind of food. Sometimes they can overproduce. You gotta know where to put it. But you know, she was saying how she went through the truth is like that. You know, it's a tedious work. And she was talking about how she was going through depression because it was so much. Her kids were young. But now that her kids are older now, and they're able to work, she got them out there. And it makes it, now her videos, she's more lively because the work is off. She don't have to tend to this big ass garden by herself. She don't have to fight all loaded to buy. She has helping hand. The kids are doing this over here while she's over there. That's what the purpose of having kids for. That's why you teach your kids chores. And then if you don't teach your kids chores, you don't see his children.
Yeah. You said those are the mountains we have no question of it's like these YNs with this born in vain, you know, no guidance, no hope, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like I said before, you know, I'm saying Trump cut off that what's it called? The workforce, what's it called? I talked about last week. Job Corps. Yeah, Job Corps, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, Job Corps supposed to help the kids out. Now they took that away. You know what I'm saying? Now these kids don't got no future in it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I remember my stepfather used to wake me up early, do a newspaper run. You know, because it was an extra job he was doing, but he needed help in hand. You know, so he said, I'm gonna wake your ass up. Oh, yeah.
It's like what you want.
Yeah, right. But then when I got out there, you know, once the sleep wore off, that shit was fun. You know what I mean? But you gotta get, you know, you gotta be taught that. If he would have just, oh, you tired, oh, you don't want to get up and just leave me there, I would never mind no shit like that. Wouldn't be early, take me to go fishing. I'm out early, 4, 5 a.m. We used to do shit like that. You don't see folks doing that. So, niggas on TikTok. Time to completely change, man. And that stuff teaches you like, oh, okay, this is the grass that you're supposed to be, you know, early and get shit done. When a man finishes his day, he's supposed to feel like I accomplished. That's the woman bringing you the meal, you know, your daughter's set the table. That's what it means to be a family, you know, and love life, and enjoy your life. You got your fruit of your labor from your hands. You know, you had one of them days. I feel fulfilled. When you ain't doing shit, you boy. You feel like a piece of shit. You do, man. That's true. You feel like a piece of shit. That's how you know we were meant to be actually doing shit. You know, being active. Because even if you watch something good or a little show or something, you feel like you ain't doing shit.
Yeah, you're not. You're just wasting time.
Which a lot of times we have to do that because we have limited resources and limited things to our disposal. We can't just go and start shit. We don't have land to build shit, so we're reduced to, you know, small things we can start. But you can do little things to keep yourself active and occupied, of course. You know, but you know, when you have that day like, man, I worked on something, I accomplished it, I built that shit. You be in the crib with a woman, she tell you, I need this dresser. I went with a chick, she needed her dresser. The bitch had the shit in the box for months. Big ass fucking
Yo,
dress.
that's women and women be doing that, right?
I
Everybody.
said, how long this shit been by?
Huh?
Months. You bought this shit?
That's done for you. That's done for you.
You know, so I'm like, yo, I'm gonna put this shit. I'm gonna put this shit up. I'm putting it up. You know, we like doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We get that's when you fuck. And you know how they do. You sure you think? Bitch, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I know how to read directions. Men like doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's like, hard for you to figure out. And if you a man, you'll be there all fucking time. You might take a break from frustration. Yeah, but you're coming back. Oh, I'm missing this.
You see it,
Women don't understand that because they don't have that innate nature. They just come and ball you while they're doing shit. You know? So yeah, that stuff fulfills us, you know. Even doing this fulfills. After you know what camp is great. My thing is, I can sleep like a baby. I sleep like a baby. I think the best sleep I get is when I go home at the time. I always sleep good at night. At least I'm at peace. Go ahead.
I had a quick one.
No, let's go into that next one.
Okay.
This is Exodus 32, verse 2, it says, and Aaron said unto them, break off the gold earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
Which shows you, even though they were captive in Egypt, they had gold earrings. We captive in America. Niggas got fucking $100,000 chains on and reels in their fucking mouth, but they still slaves. Go ahead.
And all the people break off the gold earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he raised them.
See, this is what Aaron fucked up on. And you ain't supposed to, you supposed to stand on business. You know, fuck you talking about make gods for you. You know, you was supposed to rebuke, right? You was supposed to rebuke the hell out of them, man. But of course, you gotta put yourself in Aaron's shoes. You probably scared as hell. You got a big ass drink. Like, you know them chicks, but you like, this nigga really real. You fuck something up. They tell you, nigga, we gonna make. You make some shit.
Peer pressure. That's what it is. Yeah, that's peer pressure.
But the Lord don't do that.
You should sit on the ground.
Aaron, you gonna stand on business and get poked up, or you gonna forsake the Lord when he chose to forsake the Lord.
You see what happened? You got punished for that.
You got punished for it. It's like you can blame Aaron, but you can't. Because we can't say, oh, I wouldn't have done that. You don't know what you would have done. A numerable amount of people pressure you. You would be scared to spit that like a cat. And you would have said no. This ain't 2025. You can lock your shit and you in a tent. They gonna slit your throat. You gotta get here in the fight. You gotta put yourself down in the script. Don't just read it. Put yourself down. He dealing with niggas. He said, I. He ain't do it like, yeah. No, he was like, okay. You know, like Jake scared. Okay, give me your image, give me your gold, you know?
And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graven tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, this by the gods of Israel, Salaki, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it, and Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to the Lord.
So Aaron built the calf and the altar, which their altar still there today in Saudi Arabia. Aaron built that. And he said, we're going to go and do it. Aaron, wow. Yeah. Which shows you better the Lord than the house. To be one of the sons of Aaron is a great, marvelous blessing. You know? And that shows you great men are not always right. You know, so don't think just because you out here breaking down the scriptures that you always gonna be wise and you always gonna make the best decision. not Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. A lot of Jakes think they're supposed to always, I'm supposed to always be, you're going to have the low moments, you're going to have the embarrassing moments, you're going to have the things that you look back and like, damn, I did that. You're going to have them. And those are relatively normal. Because if you didn't have those moments, then that would make you perfect. You wouldn't be here, you were perfect. You'd be in the spirit realm. Enoch shows you that. You were perfect, you would always think the Lord don't allow perfect being. Maybe just live amongst still. Scriptures tell you he takes perfect men away. So you ain't perfect, that's why he's saying it. Perfect and holy and Lord. We amongst filth because we don't filth. Scriptures tell you our righteousness that's filthy rags. We're amongst the filth because we're filth. Only thing that cleanses us is Mashiach Yahushua.
Oh, that's right, yep. Aaron didn't make it to the promised land either because of that.
And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Go get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And Yahweh said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them. And then I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation.
It's etymology. Stiff-neck. It says inflexibility, stubborn. It says obstinate. It says
You're stubborn, man. Stubborn in their ways. You can't tell Jake they're changing ways.
Make it simple.
Jake's not looking at nothing when they say ignorance is bliss. Especially old Jakes. Jake don't give a fuck if it's right or not. They don't give a fuck if it's right. They want to do what they don't do. That's simple. Morning for that. That's pride. We always open to receiving more wisdom and being corrected. Right. Always.
Because when we come into the truth, we'll say all these things that were the inspiration of all the scriptures that was given by Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah is not was given for doctrine and truth, you know. And we're in this thing to give you, you know. That's why we go into it all the time. That way we're supposed to have the contrite spirits that the Lord's looking for. Why? Because we fucked up, man. You know, and the brother told it, our righteousness is just filthy rags, you know. So we're at a point where we're at the point where we acknowledge our truth, you know, the concepts, you know. So we're going to be confused. We're going to go through those embarrassing moments, as the brother spoke about, you know. This is all part of our refining process, and to see if we are able to continue to attain this wisdom, you know. Because it's all say wisdom will grow, you know, it's growing, man, you know.
It's Exodus 32, verse 11, it says, And Moses besought Yahweh his power, and said, Yahweh, why doeth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, For mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of this evil against thy people.
And that's the thing, you know. And that's what the nation of Israel was acting like, you know. And Lord, he brought us out of the land of Egypt just so he could bring us out in the wilderness and kill us, you know. And then they look at what? And look before us feeding them, you know, they taking great care of them, you know, they were doing better off than me from a spiritual aspect, they were doing better off than they was in Egypt. They were oppressed, you know, they had no sovereignty, they were getting they ass kicked constantly, you know, but now they got to go through a little bit, and that's the thing about us now in this world. Just because we go through a little bit of turbulence, man, accept that shit, man, you know, because what Apostle Paul spoke, you know, things we're going through now, it can't even hold weight compared to what we're going to get in the kingdom, you know, but you're going to start a couple more verses against it, brother.
It's just like that's what scripture says. What there's no new thing under the sun. Takes today was whining and murmuring. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the same. Same things back. Same time I'm old. We shouldn't go like you said, lions and all that. There's no new under the sun. It's just different modern stuff.
Your money is on you. That's just the name of these folks. Walking through the water. Oh shit!
Yeah. I see that.
You don't see it. Chains on. Got the chains on. That's for real. That's Jake. Always Jake is the same, bro. You look, Jake is the same. Jake don't change. You know what I'm saying? We just, it's different time periods, different clothes, different music, but it's the same spirit. You see it, you know? The miracles happen. You know what I mean?
JC's not spiritual. You know how Jake is.
Now, I was watching this video with these nigga women, you know, bug out their mind, but they see the UFO, you know, they start losing their shit, you know, acting crazy, acting wild, you know. But that's it just shows you how the Heavenly Father, how much we fell from the Heavenly Father and the wisdom of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. Because the scriptures talk about how heathen, they are amazed at all these other things, you know. To us, man, it's supposed to come natural, you know. But
That's why he said be studying all that. He said, you know, get into it, man. I mean, same thing with history. You know what I'm saying? He said just has a vaccination.
yeah, come.
You really not supposed to see chariots like Marvel.
Yep.
You don't want to start worshiping. Those are beautiful. Even the Lord said, well, Marvel, when he got taken up, he talking about Marvel. The same way I'm going up and coming in. Because we're not supposed to do when you see the church. But it's normal. We can't boil it to the flesh. But after you've seen a lot of women throughout your time, you're supposed to chill out. I mean, you young boys are coming. Like, you gotta compose yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That comes with time. You know, we all did it. That comes with time to when you go, okay, because you don't want to be. It's just like when John the Revelator.
I was going to just say
You know,
that.
he got caught up.
Yep, he bound. Yep, they do not do that. I mean, you're a faithful servant.
It's an angel.
Yep.
That's just what's one
It's
in it.
natural.
But it's natural.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is teaching us that that's not what you want to do.
It'll make.
Even the angel had to quit. Hey.
That's a fact. I work as a jealous power, you know.
Don't get me snapped out of Don't worship me. That's really why he told me the fuck up. The Lord is a jealous God. Get your ass up. I'm just like you. You know, but you gotta, because, you know, we coming back into our heritage, so angels and, you know, sometimes you'll marvel at them, which is normal. But you gotta ground yourself and remember, you serve in the humble Hashem. That's why I tell people all the time, people over there, angels. You came down here in the flesh. Angels ain't do this. You had to come in the flesh and go through this crazy ass blood down shit. So the angels protect you. You know? Now you don't want to do nothing when the angels, you know, gotta fuck you up. Right now they got power over you. You ain't no one right now. They got power over you.
That's why the scripture says we made a spectacle into the world, to the man and angels, you know? Because the angels, they looking at us like they moving for us, you know? They like that. They know exactly who we are, you know what I'm saying? They lead up their numbers, you know? That's why the scripture say we made a spectacle unto men and to the world and to angels, you know what I'm saying?
Angels, yeah. They say we have 10 angels on the earth.
It's service. Angels are blessed. It's not here for us to worship. We are the sons of God. You gotta know that. We are the sons of God. He said they are the sons of God. Y'all brothers.
This is 5 of them mistake. That's what it is.
We're the angels that live on first estate. So we all of their brothers. So when you go there, that's like me. I see him others but just because he ain't in his glorified body,
Right.
I don't see him. But if he was in his glorified body, I say,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, we
that's
are
the
God.
exact same thing.
Hey, that's what it says. It says, look, we are God, but
That's the exact same thing. See, John the Revelator, he did what he was worshiping the Father in his glorified body. We all gods, we just not in our glorified bodies.
Yeah, that's why these other nations, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Have power up and we go in one. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, we're not in our true global forms. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's why it says what? These are the what? Chains of darkness. Right. You know what I'm saying? We're the bomb, we're this flesh. You know what I'm saying? So basically we're on the same level as these heathens. You know what I'm saying? This flesh is for the heathens right here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You gotta work out for 2 years straight, change your body. You gotta be diligent too. You can't have I'm gonna take months off in between. No, you gotta have a weekly regimen and stay on that for a year and a half at least and change your body.
You gotta have a diet routine, all that.
When we get them new bodies,
Supplements and all that.
you remember Space Jam?
Yeah,
All stars, they talking. That's gonna be. We ain't gonna lift shit. We ain't gonna be lifting shit. We just gonna have new fucking bodies.
Hey, he can have a shot. He said he was made a little lower than the angel, you know?
Yeah,
So, hey, just
Oh, get that. Yeah, let's get there. Let's get there. Yeah, that proves the point. Because right now, yes, the angels are all over us. Because we remember to a lower state. Low is not high. You know?
you got to bring it up. See this meat on going on.
Yeah.
It's Hebrews chapter 2.
What's the point of it?
Hebrews chapter 2, verse 4 it says, Yahweh also bearing them witness, both with signs and wonders, and with diverse miracles and gifts of the Holy Spirit, according to his own will. For unto the angels have he not put in subjection the world to come, whereof we speak, but one in a certain place testifies, saying, What is man, that thou art mindful of him, or the Son of Man, that thou visitest him? Thou madest him a little lower than the angels, thou crownest him with glory and honor, and didst set him over the works of thy hands.
So he was made a little lower than angels, and the Lord gave him his glorified body. Right, even when he was crucified, he came back. He was still in the, because he was in the transition period. You know, he was still in his transition period of going from this realm to the next realm. Yeah, body decomposed. You know, so really that was, he was still in his low body. That's why he was able to show the holes in his hands. And once he got up, you know, that was him getting his new body. That's why the scripture said he will not be fixed as a man. He left as a man. The scripture says we should not know who. Let's get that. We don't know who we should be. We should be. We should be like him, for we should be as he is. We don't even know what's coming back. Like we speak about Yahweh, yeah, he might have killed the parents, but we don't know what that looks like. You can't use Esau Ball movies and shit for each other. No, man. We don't know what that is.
That's what I'm saying, whatever we think, what that
Yeah,
is.
you don't know what that is. That's why you have to be fearful.
That's why,
If he's not coming back like, what the hell he coming back?
that's why the scripture says what? That's why the scripture says what? All need to bow.
Yeah.
I gotta get that.
Yo, you gotta be careful. When you read about them angels in the book of Revelation, how some of them are described. Book of Ezekiel. You know, so there's some weird looking angels. Not all of them have the appearance of just a man. There's some weird looking angels in the spirit. Hey, that's why I say a lot of times dudes might get gut punched in your house. You might get that crown, but you might have a gut punch. know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be surprised. I
Yo,
wouldn't be
like,
surprised.
you don't know how the marriage supper gonna go. You don't know how the marriage supper gonna go, you know?
Somebody be body slam on the table.
You know? Yo, show them.
Yeah.
Yo, show them.
They take a gear prayer right back.
When you get such and such, you know?
Right. I'm still looking for that one. I thought it was just
This Hebrews chapter 2, verse 8, it says, Thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet. For in that he put all in subjection under him. He left nothing that is not put under him. But now we see not,
chapter 2.
yet all things put under him.
Yeah, all things. So when you walk in, four doors. He said all things are under him. So he gave them, only Yahweh gave Yahweh Shai equal power. He didn't say some things, he said all. Hey, the scriptures tell you in Hebrews, he made himself equal to the Lord, to Yahweh. So he has equal power to other Yahweh. But guess what? Yahweh Shai said we're going to have equal power as him. Which means we're going to have equal power as Yahweh. Joint heirs. So if Yahweh Shai got equal power as Yahweh, Yahweh Shai said we're going to be joint heirs. Go whether we don't do. That means we're going to be equal to Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. That's heavy. That's heavy. But it ain't too far-fetched because when you get to Genesis, he made man to be the image of him. So you're supposed to be him on earth anyways. Right? No all things can't solve you with all things. Right? So it ain't far-fetched. You're going to have all things up to you.
This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 5. It says, let this mind be in you, which also is in Hamashiach, who being in the form of God, thought it would not robbery to be equal with the Most High.
See? Right. We see this is how the scriptures. Because people are like, they're not equal. Exactly. He's not equal to the God. Right. No. That was the whole thing with the Pharisees. That he made him to equal to God. He said, look, my father gave me this. He said I can say this. You want me to demonstrate the power I got? You know? What he told Pontius. And this is my kingdom, my soul. I count the angels right now. I call angels right now. Right now. Roll right now. Fuck your enemies.
When did you destroy the earth?
You know what I'm saying? I'm breaking this shit. Hey, my God. Hey.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Hey, you heard that thunder earlier? You see that clip of this light thunder over the Man, the Lord, that's the Lord. Powerful.
The earth is supposed to do that.
There you go. It's real.
It's like, it's funny because that was spiritual. You look at this thing.
That's what, and the reason why he got about the power like that, because he was boasting, like, don't you know I got power to kill you? And he was like, man, any power that's given you, get it from the Father. And little the Father, during that time, a man that was sitting right there before him was the one who created, everything he had before, because they, I forget where it is in John, but it says all things were created by him, for him, even the principality, the world, and all these things, man. So anybody saying we ain't supposed to kiss the sun, we mean worship, see what happens when he's angry.
Yeah, because he's equal to all the others. You gotta work.
And I'm bringing this out.
And he does he not deserve that? Is his sacrifice? Is his sacrifice not worthy of worship?
Exactly, bro.
The only reason we have mercy is because of sacrifice. Is that not worthy of worship? We'll be dead without a sacrifice. We'll be beholden to the law. Oh, you said where a woman just had her menstrual cycle? Right. I know you got to judge by the law. Oh, you slipped up and ate some pork. Why would you slip up? You an abomination. But it was a marshmallow law. I didn't know marshmallows had pork. You an abomination under the law.
Yeah.
690 commandments.
Fair.
Yo, that's you kid. That's impossible.
And Yahweh Shai made it possible. Yahweh Shai made it possible to look at it's fair, me twice. Come on, brother. What's up? All right.
And it says, going back slightly, and it says, who, being in form of God, thought not robbery to be equal with the Most High, but made himself no reputation, and took on him to be the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men.
So the Lord really called Jesus. He was the Son of the Most High. That's what that was.
And being found,
Yeah, that's John. God, this 1 John 3, I start at the top, it says, behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called sons of the Most High.
That's when you sons of the Most High. You just don't have to know it, right? According to the word Israel is an English word, right? So you have to know the word Israel is Yahshua, right? Yah, right? Shaw, Prince, Allah, power. Right? We go to Islam, it's the Allah. The word Allah means power, it's not a name, right? Yahshua Allah, Prince of the power. That's what Israel means, the Prince of the power, the Son of the power. Right? That's why when this Islam is worship Allah. When somebody say, it's the same God and Allah, it's the same power. It's not a name. It's not a name. Who's your God? Who's your power? Your God, your God, the same. You got what? You got worship here every day? Every week? Or once a week? The word you know Saturday. Yeah, Israelite. Hebrew? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, because I speak Hebrew. Yeah, but I speak Arabic too.
You speak Yiddish?
Yiddish. Yeah. Many tribes who come from God. You can love New York.
Okay, that's the
Yeah, that's old Yiddish.
yeah, that's the Hebrew
Yeah,
language. That's the
But I also speak Arabic.
yeah, but that's the Hebrew language.
Oh, no.
The Hebrew you were just speaking, that's the Hebrew that the state of the Israelis, that's the Hebrew they speak. That's not the ancient Hebrew. That's the Hebrew that they adopt.
Or Mother shall I say.
You love New York.
How would you say it's your name?
I wouldn't. Why not? Because I don't worship Israel.
You don't worship God.
I'm saying, how would you say God's name? Yeah, but they will have yeah, that was just supposed to be they spoke today. 19, we call it 1948 because they were putting the land. It's not the actual, it's not the actual ancient language. That language is incorporated, learned, all types of
Where y'all from? Y'all from Virginia? Y'all from Virginia? Y'all from Virginia? Oh, because I'm from Brooklyn. So the Israelites there, they're a whole lot sturdy. You know what I mean? They sit up on boots.
Oh, you're talking about like
What's his name? No. Y'all mean? No,
You probably know the Bronx, you probably definitely know
we don't talk about it with all the
yeah, with the sticks. Yeah. Y'all mean?
very performance.
Yeah.
Microphones and all that.
Yeah, and stomping and white man this, white man that, can't stand.
We were more reserved.
Okay. But not, because I saw y'all here more than once. So, I don't know, man. I want to see what y'all was rocking.
yeah.
Not only that, I don't say I want to rock, but I want to learn.
Yeah, fine, no problem.
I've been to Jehovah's Witnesses, temples, 7 days, yeah, I'm an attention seeker. You know.
Like I said, you know the, like I said, you know the language.
So you kind of like the Epicureans. Epicureans, you read the book of Acts, and
Yeah.
what is the account of the Epicureans? So they basically related to these things that came out. They wasn't necessarily disagreeing with them, they just they heard, matter of fact,
Hold on, let me check the car.
Acts 17, chapter?
Don't touch this. That's the Quran, supposed to be highest point in the house. That's supposed to be under any other book.
So Acts 17 and 18, it says, then certain philosophers of the Epicureans, it says, and of the Stoics encountered him, talking about Apostle Paul and the apostles. It says, and some said, it says, what will this Babylon say?
So they call him a Babylon, because what he was talking was foreign. When you go into this book of Acts, he was going to Greek cities. So they were worshiping a god called Diana. They were worshiping Jupiter. So here he comes saying, hey, I worship the Jupiter god. They were Epicureans, Stoic men. They just like wisdom, knowledge. So they were same as what you just said. I want to get there. Exactly what they were.
What's that, Acts what?
Acts 17 and 18. We'll continue on though. It says, Acts 17 and 18. It says, other some, he seemed to be setter forth of strange gods. It says, because he preached of them Yahweh Shah, and it says Jesus here, but you know his name is Yahweh Shah. It says, and the resurrection, it says, and they took him and brought him to Areopagus, saying, may we know what his new doctrine is. It says, whereof thou speakest it. So they, like you said, you know what I'm saying? So, like you said, you've heard it, but to you was like a new doctrine. You just want to learn.
Right, I just want to learn. Acts 17.
That was a new doctrine to him. Now let me read the Epicurean word, right? It says the Epicureans. It says the Epicureans were followers of the ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus, who developed a system of philosophy focused on achieving a state of tranquility and happiness through the cultivation of simple pleasures and the avoidance of pain and fear. Epicureans believed in achieving happiness by finding pleasure in the natural world through friendship and by living a simple life. So basically, they were just
Peace be upon you.
But they wasn't necessarily trying to join them. They just wanted to
Peace be upon you.
So so I would call you Epicurean.
Acts 17?
Yeah, it was Acts 17.
Acts 17. No, I really think, man, I gotta go home.
Take that with you, see if that's
Yeah, no, I just pulled over my car with nothing.
Nah, see, that's very hard. Learn and read that verse too, because the Apostle Paul, he was going into some heavy stuff about the Yahweh Shah.
But what makes you that wise? What makes you want to be that wise?
Fear the Lord.
Yeah. Very Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
I think you need an Epicurean or what we're doing.
No, what y'all do.
Having the fear of the
You're a
Lord.
student too. You student?
And we
You
all
don't
serve.
move.
We all serve.
No, you don't move.
We all serve.
The white
And
spirit
we
in
ain't
you.
even important what we're doing. This message is the only thing that's important up here. You know?
There's an Arabic word for you that's coming
That's
out of my word.
yeah,
Warrior. What's the word for warrior? There's a word for warrior, and it seems like you're the warrior. You don't move. You stand in one spot for one reason. One reason only.
This is
You don't look
Philippians chapter
left,
2,
you
verse
don't look
11.
right.
And it
You
says,
said you about to go and you said,
Yeah, I'm about to go. I'm about to go. If anything, Acts 17 is the one thing that I need to hold faithful. And not only that, I see y'all. Every time I drive by, this is the first time I actually stop to understand where y'all coming from. And the fact that y'all sit up and build on the word. I mean, just sitting.
peace, man.
Yeah, and anybody who stop by, y'all willing to teach. Which case, no, I don't know. Maybe I sit out here with y'all, man, for a minute, man, to do the thing. Especially on a nice, breezy day like today, because I can't stand the heat.
hey, everything's well to you.
Boy, I'm South African. Yeah, but I can't stand heat.
Y'all play up. All right, take care.
All right, my brothers, y'all take it easy, huh?
Yeah, going back to Philippians chapter 2, verse 10. And it says that the name of the Lord, I'm going to go verse 9, just a little bit more right here. Verse 9, wherefore the Most High is highly mindful.
See what he needed to listen for.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? We still breathing off.
Going back to verse 5.
He was cool for the most part, but he was a little rude. Yeah. Say you smell alcohol. Yeah.
Going back to Philippians
I
chapter
ain't mad at it.
Nah, I ain't look. Brothers and team works.
Go ahead.
Well, you know what I'm saying? We still gotta watch out for our side. Got two close. John.
I don't think I was going to like that.
This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 6. Who being in the form of God, thought not robbery to be equal with the Most High, but made himself no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and made it into a likeness of men. And being found in the fashion of a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even death of the cross.
So that's what we did. Humble ourselves in this flesh. Can't just walk around. You got certain things. Muslims and shit. You can't make nothing shake out of it. You tell me you on YouTube. You got the whole set up. You got all the knowledge.
You hear me? Nature
God.
boy.
We
Carbonation. Nature boy.
What you making shake out of it? Go tell Israel to stop shooting.
You know?
Yeah, God.
Don't mess some shit.
Message won't even get over there.
Remember that Jake when we did that
You
with
be
that?
stuck in the airport line trying to do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You gotta go through goddamn border control. Yeah, TSA, you get balls checked. You a God. Fuck out of here.
Touch your raw boot. Like, what the hell?
There be faggots in the mother.
Yeah, I
Faggots in
know.
them
I know,
too.
bro. Yo,
Bro,
was laughing at me when I
bro,
went to
Bro,
Brother Robert.
nigga,
Like,
I almost had to hit a nigga. He's like,
Ah.
come on, bro. But this is the shit we subject. Come on, you a God.
Do that shit with security, all that shit.
You can't even travel back to your homeland without going through all type of crazy shit.
Yeah. I hear some point.
No matter what, because a nigga say, my homeland Africa. You still gotta keep on going with your shit.
You know? That's a bad point.
You a God, fly to Africa, take that shit over, take that shit.
Take over
Moab,
Moab.
yeah, kick Moab out of there, keep the French out of there. You be quick.
You remember when HRBC was trying to fight Israel? They thought they could do some shit.
Bro, them niggas was mad they had to quit, but they only because
I forget his name.
what's his name? What's his name? You got the leader.
Yeah, I know.
But the guy under him, man, put him both on. And they here, this is like the borderline getting to the Wailing Wall, and they like, oh, but they talking to the film. Man, put it on y'all. What's the SpongeBob shit? Bring that same time. They teach them. They got the young girl.
Walking through the
Walking
museum.
around, yeah, with the stand, and shit. Why would you want to go? That shit would make me depressed. Going over there and seeing them power like that. That shit would literally, I would not be able to walk around seeing them like this, shopping, you know what I mean? You can't, they look at you.
Right.
In your land,
What you doing here?
in your land. Like, what you
Doing here, nigga.
That should be, that's worse than fucking.
And they
The Lord
believe that
actually showed us mercy. The Lord actually showed us mercy to us over there. Imagine he did over there.
Yeah.
And see how they treat you.
In your land.
Yeah, in your land.
Yeah, like you said, some of our people are still over there, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they put them in the ghetto.
Yeah.
But
That's
way,
a fact, yeah.
way from the, because you got the metropolis. Israel has a big metropolis city. I mean, it's decked out. The Rothschilds put a lot of money into that place. I be looking at videos of, Longview and shit is like New York City. So clean. It's crazy. And then you have the outer skirts, which is Portland. And that's where, great, undesirable, East Indians, whatever, they live. But the metropolis of the city, all the all the businesses we in, the big ass mall, lavish mall, they got all that shit, big ass hotels, all through that, all through that. You ain't even got the money. This is expensive. You ain't even got the bread to enjoy yourself.
That's all luxury.
It's all luxury. The problem is all luxury. Rothschild, they got a Rothschild street.
Right.
One of the streets say Rothschild Street. Rothschild hotels, all type of shit out there. They literally took over that place. Oh, you said that's their land. Our land coming when y'all shut them back. The Lord got a white clean that shit.
Yeah, but I say that, you got cleaned that way. Y'all the Philippines, I
All
guess.
that's built. Heathens all under the fuck of that bitch. The Lord got a cleanse it with the fire. First with the fire.
Finish off in verse 9 and the both got it. Wherefore the Most High also highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name, that the name of Yahweh Shai every knee shall bow, of things in heaven.
Every knee should bow.
Read it again. At the name of Yahweh Shai, every knee shall bow and should bow. All things in heaven, all things in earth, and all things under the earth.
So we do worship. You bow to somebody who worships.
Another one, it says, and that every tongue should confess that Yahweh Shai is the Lord, to the glory of the power of Father.
So when we say we worship Yahweh Shai, that's the
Yeah, and like you said, we come back. And like I said, what did he say? He said, what? I should not meet together with me.
when I pray at home and I'm on my knees, I'm praying Yahweh Shai. Of course you say Yahweh too, but I'm praying Yahweh Shai.
I'm sorry, I'm being here.
So you don't pray without saying Yahweh Shai. Your prayer not even heard without saying Yahweh Shai. So if you're not gonna say Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm looking for. Those are main words. These Christians, God is good, God is great. You not really sing a rap song. That whole don't wait, that whole thing. God, please allow me to make the work simple. That shit holds no weight. All of Jehovah and Yahweh Shai is going to keep talking. Because that's how the average nigga pray. God, please stop this.
There God's me.
You would have put a name on the statue.
That's what the scripture says. We worship you not know what.
You worship you not know what. Other Yahweh.
You know who we worship.
Why? Hamashiach, Allah. Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai.
That's right. All praise. And it got power to it too. You can feel it every time you pray. Yep. That's why you pray got to confess. Sins, whatever. Come to the Lord. Like I said, you can feel the spirit of presence and warmth. You can feel the spirit when you pray.
That's why he said, don't be like the main heathens. Almost Gilmore was somewhere in Norfolk. Arab, he got the carpet off on the street. Downtown. The scripture said don't be like that. All on the open. You just doing it for show. Vain shit though, vain. Because vain means empty. His God has no power. So that Allah, like I just said, Allah just been called. And they just are retarded cousins from Israel. So they think they got the truth doctrine. But they don't realize Allah just been called. That from the Hebrew. Allah is not an actual deity that can make shit shit. So when y'all throwing up y'all Islamic prayers, you got the world. Look man, little dirt at the fucking thing. Like everybody is fucking like.
Kevin Gates is one of the reasons.
Yeah, Kevin Gates. Oh, they the boss.
That's in my.
Because they asked him a question. He
Oh, yeah,
said,
I seen that.
God be with them. I don't speak on those levels.
Yeah, but
She
that's
said this whore, this
Yeah.
fucking whore. She said there's a waiting period before I can go back.
God,
to
be
the,
yeah.
that's when I got stoned, bro. She went in
Fact,
there,
bro,
bro.
fact, bro.
That's when I got stoned.
Somebody in the comments said, stop playing in them people clothes.
Because that's what they do.
They do it because they're playing in them people clothes.
You know? That's what the brother was saying. Same thing we do is praying. You know, with the band of repetition. They do it for the outward appearance. Y'all doing it playing as they playing with the band the outside.
They said BT awards.
Facts.
Scripture say, bro. Scripture say be discreet, keep us at home.
Right.
They fuck you at the BT awards.
Look at the street.
Fuck out of here. Go ahead, let's get back to First John.
This First John 3, and we start at the top again. It says, behold, what manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us, that we should be called sons of the Most High. Therefore, the world...
So he bestowed upon us in the midst of the Lord. That means we're gods. And we confidently take that title. Because we're obeying his word to the best of our ability. And we fall short of all the time, and we speak in it. The guy that just came up, he's not a son of the Most High. Now, by flesh and by blood, he is a son of Jacob. You know, but he's not a son of the Lord. The Lord is dealing with the elect right now. Only the elect and the hopeful, we call us the hopeful elect, because we don't know him. But as the hopeful elect, we pray that we are the sons of the Lord. We want that inheritance imparted upon us. But the marriage supper, that's basically what it is. It's an inheritance ceremony. You receiving your inheritance. Yes, you're going to get a crown and get a name, but you're getting your inheritance. The parable. Once you get 5 seasons, once you get 10 seasons, you know, the Lord is, when we up there in the partnership for however long, months or what, you're getting quantity, you're getting everything. You're getting directions of where you're going to go, and you go there, you take this with you, you get your women, well, that's your inheritance. Let me show you what I got over there, and they got you there. There's gonna work over there.
You're going to run that.
I need you to do something over there. Something going on over there. There's gonna be a lot of shit being said.
That's a lot of production.
Think about how long it's
You
gonna
said the
take.
galaxy. What about the universe?
Right.
The
And
universe
this
itself.
other universe.
That's crazy.
But think
That's why
about
they got
this.
the multiverse there. Yeah, Marvel on it.
Not even just going out there, we just stay on Earth. How much is work? You know how long it's gonna take to reshape this Earth? After the destruction, okay, America's gonna be done, right? Nobody's gonna be in America, but you still got Europe. You still got the eastern part of the world that's built on concrete, built off metropolis cities. They got the gods, they got all types of shit. All this shit got to be tear down, rebuilt, the minds of the people that are these shit.
The scripture talks about purging out the refuge. Then how certain Israelites it's going to be against Yahushua ruling on the kingdom, on the world. You know, that's why he made that parable. Hey, those who will not serve you, bring them in there, slave before.
And the scriptures tell you how long it's going to take. What did the Lord say? They reign with the Lord for 1,000 years. It's going to take 1,000 years
Long, long.
to get the earth in shape.
Damn. So, again, just imagine we go to the other, you know.
Oh man, and we're gonna have a
Thank
lot of
you.
things to do. You know, we're gonna get bored.
Lord,
A lot of servants.
You know,
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We look at the people right
in
now.
the ocean, you know,
Oh yeah, they can get some time. You know, they got
revitalize the earth.
because you know, a lot of sick people they're gonna die too. You know, and then they got
Learning about animals and their purpose, making them tend to their purpose. All types of shit.
continuing on, it says, therefore the world knoweth us not. That's why we're likened to the lost children of the house of Israel, lost tribes of the house of Israel. You know, because the world don't know us right now. You know, and the world's not even receiving this message. So it's going to take it. And that's why the Lord said, wait ye upon me. You know what I'm saying? Because us up here doing this message ain't gonna get across to the world to the point where it's gonna bring us to the kingdom. Well, of course, the action is doing it, but it's gonna take your whole shot coming back and they plant his stick, you know, that rod of iron, you know, that he's gonna bring us to the world, you know?
Yeah, like this ain't dope for like we really gotta be taking no fault. That's it, bro. We can be the best teachers ever, but we can't leave earth. You know? We need you. So that literally gotta take us up out of here. We can't leave. We don't. I can't fly. I can't. If I'm on a plane, I can't hop on that bitch up to the top. Like we trapped here. We literally trapped.
Yeah, like you said, we need, like I said, you gotta have identification.
All kind of stuff.
No, I'm talking about leaving home.
Oh yeah.
We trapped.
Yeah.
We stuck here.
Hey, that's why it says in the curse, it says what? Let you know might be in thy name.
Yeah. So it's like you need the Lord to actually take you off course.
Yeah.
So you can then you'll be free.
Facts.
You know, what can you do? Like even if you ever go to a plane, you don't trap still. It's like, man, I'm still bound by this airline and their policy.
You gotta worry about the people with you, you know what I'm saying? Stuff with them.
Bug out.
Yeah, facts.
It's no, you're not at peace.
Yeah.
You know?
And plus it's not pleasant.
It's
You
not
know what I'm
pleasant.
saying? Because you gotta all
Your
that stuff.
ears
Yeah,
fucking
stuff like
right.
that.
Seats uncomfortable. Back stuff.
Yeah, people money flash your seats, you know what I'm saying? Now instead of getting shitty quality food, depending on how far you get.
apple juice? Right. Come on, this fucking plane. Yeah.
And like they said, you can do 12 hours, they really don't need no rest sleep on that shit. Yeah, you feel money. That shit's stupid. $1,000, over $1,000 on fucking trip. 12 hours. So basically, it's that's like about maybe like 2 weeks of paycheck, you're gonna need an hour.
Depending on when you fly.
Yeah.
If it's on a Wednesday, Saturday. Oh, and don't wait till the last minute.
Two way.
Yeah, don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah.
$2,000.
They charge you.
Holiday season.
Yeah, you can sure. Oh, that's worse.
That's why niggas be risking their lives on stuff.
Spirit not even a problem no more. They send them other planes now. You know what I'm saying? People think it's Spirit now. They're like,
Oh, in India, them niggas die.
I heard about it.
Them niggas die here.
Yeah, they said, I seen a news in the clip that they said one Indian survived. Yeah, or one of them survived.
We dead. We
Critical condition.
No, right. Put them on camera.
Critical condition.
Your mind.
He's speaking.
His God put his hand. His God is yeah, that's a whole way to go.
That's scary. That's scary. I ain't gonna lie. That's living power, man.
I
And the fact that your guy could save me.
heard one clip, one plane that he said, "This is the end."
It's like a fucking movie.
Like what can you disbelief? Like you can't even accept you in this because you can't do shit. You like,
I can see it. I can see it.
You yelling, but you in disbelief. That's making shit on himself.
Yeah.
Throw all the prayers, you know.
Yeah.
All the
Right.
you throw the prayers he ain't said in a decade.
Yeah, I get it. It's like in the movie, your mommy. You remember when you seen? You remember all them chains? Damn.
I seen a video like that. It was a car crash happened in the 90s, 2000, something like that. There was a recall on the vehicle. I guess when the vehicle gets to a certain speed or whatever, it automatically accelerates and allows them to downshift. You call 911, call for the family, pull out, husband, wife, cousins, and all that type of shit. Call them like, hey, the car won't stop. Hit the brakes, then they happen. It actually accelerates faster. Next thing you know, they say, hey, stop praying, Please. You know,
Yeah, they were telling each other to pray, you know what I mean?
Dispatch like this prayer line.
At that time, they experienced crack, yeah, all of them on impact. They were doing, it's probably doing like 180.
you know,
Oh, wow.
Right.
all they know
Just
is
take it with him.
Right, facts.
They were doing like
that's
180.
something that make the car go faster.
Wow.
As soon as they say Jesus, it went to them.
Yeah, you just said, all right. All right, I had enough. Yeah, they're just saying, I'm not going to do that.
And the scripture say what? Death is in
Life and death.
life and death. No, the instruments of death belong to the Lord.
That's why I said it's a representation of honor and power, man. I said there's one way to die.
He signed off on it. Yeah. So if you about the plane going down, the Lord says it's
We're
down.
prepared to get this. We're prepared to get this.
You can't go against that. It's already signed.
It's like, that's why they got the animation show definitely. You know, there's like design, man. You got 40 seconds until you die. You know, that is.
No, they final destination.
Yeah, that too.
When it was your time, there's nothing you can do. Hey, skip me. So what? So you go with a plan? It's still your time. So you know, just accept it.
Yeah, and see, what the good one is, you know, I'm not going to, but the point is that, like,
Yeah, the new one just came out.
Yeah, month ago. It's good. You can pick it up. But basically, no matter how many times you cheat that, it's always eventually going to come back. So no matter how much you try to, you can't stay away. It may not get you this week, but it can get you next week. You know what I'm saying? Like it's same with the Lord. Like, so you got the time and the date. You never know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? That's why That's why, you know, they say, wait, no one can buy here. You know how these have, you know, like, so you don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying? They say, you could be there. You know what I'm saying? You could have the best time of your life, and all of a sudden, you say, you go to a plane, oh man, I'm about to go to such and such. I'm ready to go to man. Next thing you know,
You got friends that pray for them. So we thought you made it. Welcome, welcome. We have made it to such and such country. Everybody deceive us.
Yeah.
We have been. What the fuck?
Slipping.
You on the
Yeah.
We ain't started catching fire.
Yep.
But you still going fast. When you know that land, you be moving fast.
yeah, I know.
The wheels come up and then the front.
The nose kind of dive. Yep.
You laid it.
And like I said, you know, yeah, kind of. And you notice within like the last couple of years, there was a lot of plane crash. That's great, right? I said, wow. Yeah, that's scary, man.
But see, we don't move on these people. We don't let that stop us from doing certain things because we serve the Lord. Right?
And that's why sometimes we like to be on vacation, whatever you think plan out, but what do you do, you know?
Oh, yeah. Before, during, them people on the plane, if we were out on the plane, they should be thanking us.
Yeah.
For real. You know, for the spirit we help. And man,
Yeah,
you can die in the car.
Kind of,
These people die in cars all the time. The reason why the Lord is, you pray to the Lord, hey, Lord, keep me so I can continue to serve you. But don't keep me for my own pleasures and what I, my own lust that I want to know. Keep me here so I can continue to serve you. Because I know that this is what's important.
Yeah, that's right.
I know I'm a sinner, I know I fall short, but if you can keep me here so I can serve you, that's glorifying your name. And that's helping me out because I know I'm a sinner. I need to serve you, so keep me here.
That's why sometimes, since you're at work, you got our cans, things like that, or it reminds you like how like
Yeah, the average nigga ain't with this.
No.
We can boast in things like this. In the name of the Lord.
That's right.
That's the name of the Lord. They got songs on this. Lord walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
That's right. Yeah. You got people, random people, I know you got right people. Yeah.
I was looking at it.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, I started tucking it when I was doing this. Because when I was young, I used to wear it in the store. You can see this color faded.
I ain't gonna lie though, I remember Elon asked me that one time, I was thinking my truck was Yeah, I see that.
I told one chick, when I first came to
Ah! I like that.
Now,
That's
like,
G-Stick.
what's my man's name? He said people come.
But now I don't even want to.
Yeah. But it's just funny though, you know what I'm saying? That thing, every time we look at that, it reminds us of
The average person don't have that.
a cash approach.
We think we're conscious of that. We're conscious.
Yep.
We need the name of the Lord around us some way, somehow. Whether it's in our brain, we need the name of the Lord. That's our strong tower. The righteous run into it, they are saved. Those are the name of the Lord.
And we believe those things without faith. Our sins things, and that means not seeing things at all.
Speaking about the Lord being our power, that designates judgment. Right? This is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, "See now that I, even I am He, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand."
So I noticed that, you know what I'm saying, even doing like definite experience, but it shows you, you know what I'm saying, Lord, put you in a very serious condition where you think about to die. You know, just leave your life. You know, depending on the circumstances, you know, maybe like a car accident or like I said, it's not worse than being paralyzed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you said, you know what I'm saying, where, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like you urinate, that shit hurts sometimes.
You got people that gotta watch that. Listen, that makes me want to take
So a video, speaking on the same thing, a dude, he committed suicide 2 weeks later. Somehow, some way, he was in surgery being performed. He was in surgery. He was completely paralyzed with no anesthesia. So it took them 45 minutes after digging in his bones, whipping, you know, taking shit out, sewing it, putting it back in. For them to realize that this man was feeling everything. So he didn't know if he was dreaming or in reality, man. So they once he came to, you know, once they realized it, they put him under anesthesia, performed the surgery. 2 weeks later, they got him out there. Yeah.
Wow.
Was he paralyzed after the dude?
No,
He just couldn't handle where he went.
he was paralyzed. They didn't know. They thought he was under the anesthesia. They thought he was put to sleep. But he felt everything. He was fully awake. His thoughts was terrorizing.
Bro, imagine you up.
Feeling everything.
Yeah, you can't do nothing about it.
Talking shit, you know.
Oh yeah, oh.
But they always talking
That was on
shit like,
purpose.
you know.
That was on purpose. That was on purpose.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
That's judgment. That's judgment.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
Was he jerk?
I don't think either might.
I would have sued the fuck out of him. For real, I wouldn't go to that.
What you gotta have? What you gotta have?
Well, they
He goes to time. They goes to right now. They don't just have people right there that talks everything that happens. So they got the time they gave them and the time they started. So if you take all that before those meetings, you take all that, you sue the fuck out of that case. And you go get paid. That hospital gets shut the fuck down. I'm on the news, man. Good motherfucker. You traumatized. $1 billion.
For real.
Billion fucking. They gonna come up with it. I thought it was the hospital work. $1 billion. Gonna come up with it. Maybe that was. Who knows? Either way, it's judgment.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's the point. Judgment of the Lord.
I mean, I can't imagine that, bro. It's just gone. That makes me feel like you should die. Shut it off. Shut the fucking brain off.
They went through a lot of that too, though. Like, for them, how they came with the practice of the OBGYN. A lot of our women, they was wide awake on them delivery tables. They was being cut out on, born in their body, their family, their uterus and all that, no anesthesia. So that's, you know, when a healer might get a judgment like that, he just give a small glimpse of what the Lord will do in this nation. What they've done to us, let us see.
Double on forever.
Yeah, more on that precept you had.
I had Isaiah 45:7.
Before we go back into the John,
Oh yeah, we gotta finish that. We gotta finish that.
This back in John 3:2, it says, "Beloved, now are we sons of the Most High, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be." It says,
Yeah, we have not seen what we should be. You know, we get ideas. We watch certain shows, certain superhero shit. Remember, we don't move like that. We don't know what it looks like for us to fly. What it looks like as you take off the ground and fly. We don't know what that looks like. We don't know what it looks like to be spiritual. We don't know what that looks like. You know, so we don't know what we're gonna be. We just know that we're gonna have new bodies. We're gonna be changed in the twinkling of an eye, pursuant to the book of Thessalonians. But they should be caught up to meet their Lord in the air. I love that scripture. They should be caught up to meet their Lord in the air.
right,
That's fine.
right.
Not here on this filth, because this shit get burned up. Babylon is full of debauchery, degeneracy, you know, abominations, filth,
Idiocracy.
right? Idiocracy, niggerism.
At all time high. All that shit is at all time high. That's gonna get worse.
People just say what the fuck they want to say, do what they want to do, without repercussions. It's disgusting. No families, there's no such thing as family no more. There's no such thing as a man no more. There's no such thing as a woman no more. Children don't fucking exist. They're just fucking beasts that are running around fulfilling their lusts. Nigga get his paycheck, he fulfills his blessing immediately.
You know?
You know? He ain't trying to build up positive for himself. He damn sure trying to do down to the world.
Like I said, I every fucking just to go to the lounge, bro. Just to pop some hot
These niggas
spending
are
$500.
perpetually.
I know that's why I said every fucking weekend you can see that.
Niggas in the same spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you said, that's true. Like I said, some niggas we got their own certain sections that they go to.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You know, shit.
Yeah. Like I said, they put their blonde over there one too, man. That's all they did. All fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, man. She can be fucking headache. I'm like, God,
DJ,
man.
run that shit, man. They know you about that. You know? Where the hoes at? We in the same place they was last week. You know? Niggas actually live like that. Every club, strip.
That's what that shit did. That's why you think club is dead. Back then, you actually used to talk to people. Well, before social media, you actually got to talk to them. And, you know, shit like that. Now you just got phones. Once you get to a high right away, oh, that's it.
Niggas don't even go to the library. The Norfolk Library downtown. This shit is beautiful.
Yeah.
Downtown Norfolk Library is beautiful.
Yeah, yes.
I took a brother once. I mean, it was beautiful. But you ain't gonna see no niggas in there. And it's empty. It's fake. You would think the library would be packed. You would think the niggas want to, you know what I'm saying? But society don't give a fuck about shit like that. Society cares about the climate, with a whole shit. With a whole shit. Just get you a little piece of ass. Just get you a little piece of ass and be content with that. You know, every week you gotta go chasing out these same assholes and drink that's corrupted. You know, they with multiple fucking men.
And they got kids. Something about it.
Yeah, I was watching some shit. Beautiful women, but they was on stream and the bitch come by. And I gotta admit, I peeped one time when I was in the way they talk. This beautiful, you will see it. You know, the type that society likes to go on. I peeped one time and I sucking my hands and I was gagging. And I thought, okay, it's alright, you know, with the way they talk.
Yeah.
You know, just like, I go on stream, you got hundreds of people watching you when you talk about it. You know? It's a filthy society.
I was gagging on his thing.
Yeah.
But that's normal in this society. Women are supposed to be shamed, like closed in, but you ain't even supposed to know anything about their sexual endeavors.
Yeah.
That they do when
They're
they
supposed to be keeping it at home. That's privacy.
You don't know how she throw it back, none of that. Now you go out, she throwing it back. You had this bitch cooking with Kaya.
Oh yeah.
She a young, she a young little, she young, early 20s, but she went to the school university, and she twerking in a cloud of people, random, and the niggas start, snapping her shit, and niggas is like, yo, you got a boyfriend. Niggas online, because it went viral, so niggas did, so the boyfriend seen it.
It was like, not too far, like 10 minutes away.
Yeah. My girl went to school university, she got an ass back by a random, but she like, oh, I didn't know a dude was behind me. Dude was shit. What type of woman starts talking in the crowd? You don't know.
Somebody gonna do
You
it.
don't know.
Her career got ruined after that.
Imagine you got a woman that she was checking her ass with everybody. Everybody know how to move. Everybody know how to move.
You know?
Man, that's no man supposed to know what your woman asked for.
She a bop anyway.
But she's an example of society. The average woman is like that. The average woman, no woman, is going out with my friends. What you think she's fucking doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Streaming University.
You know?
Bro, what they doing at Streaming University? Come on, man. You gotta do it. Stop playing. Especially when you got those, like you said, those streams about the streaming. You know how you gonna chase them.
But even our women, like, your woman tell you, I'm going to call my friend. What she supposed to do? Like, no, shake her head, you know? And you got men like, and then she not gonna tell them. She got a man. Exactly. Women love attention. They love attention more than anything.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Like you said, she justified, she even talked shit about her man, said, well, he don't like her. He's not popular. What she said?
It's because you're gonna be bumped up. Because in a righteous society, women may be judged for all their filthy actions. You talk back to your man, that's what he got the right to slap the shit out of you. And you're out right here. That's your Lord. Scriptures tell you in Titus, that's your Lord. First Peter, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham more than his Lord, that's your master. You talk back, if you slap the shit out of you, don't look at us and say, the master condemns you. No, you talk back to your Lord and he does you. Get the fuck out my face. But I stole your ass. You didn't put me in my face. But this society doesn't really do what the fuck they want to. You ain't shit, nigga. You ain't never gonna be shit.
You got the girls, yeah. You got the girls picking her up. You know that. Girl, leave that nigga. The girl, leave that nigga.
Women tell you all the time, I got options. Let me see your phone. You can't see my phone.
No, right.
You just gotta sit there and deal with it.
You know what the saying is?
You don't know what's going on her phone.
You know what the saying is though? Just because she got a lot of options doesn't mean that she got a lot of choices.
So
she knows that those
how
choices
many
are-
men are able to look at a woman? And that's what that's their world. DMs, all that shit.
I remember one time, this girl with a dude, right? She tried to get the remote controller and keep that in the you just hear it. I said, man, we was going for the controller. She did like that? Oh yeah, you know she hot.
I was out with a chick once. And she was showing me something on her phone. And then she comes in and show you. Why even date me? If you got hidden shit.
This much to hide.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Right.
What are we even doing? Like, now the total trust is total.
Yeah, no, I know.
So
You might just get your hands on.
pop. You know what I mean? I can't do nothing with you.
Don't even invest into her, bro. Don't invest into her. I bet you.
You just heard you just heard Tuesday appointment.
Just like there's a man's nature to conquer, women. Right. In society now, the roles are reversed. It's a woman's nature to conquer men, but it's different when she deals with spiritually because she'll even Jake that got a little knowledge of certain things outside of the truth. As a woman, she'll go out her way to try to break that faith. You know what I'm saying? So especially brothers in the truth. Yeah,
You got to slap.
yeah, they'll go out their way. They see you move different, your diet different. You know what I'm saying? The way you operate and different things. You know what I'm saying? They may have heard conversation with us, with other bros and different things. So they come around, they try to break what you have with the Lord.
It's a demon of circumstance. They try to drain you. I had a chick once, it was nighttime, was leaving. I think I was leaving camp. And she hit me up. She was complaining about how we were doing good time and whatever. She's like, you know what, we ain't working out. We're just in. And, we hung up. I get to the crib, she
About to call you right back.
come up.
Wax. He said, y'all want to
Hey,
Like, yeah. My mama, I said, yeah, but they weren't able to code it. Now we're together. That is dope. But you have to be a man of wisdom to realize this is not beneficial for you. And so a woman like that, you gotta watch it. That's you gotta have the wisdom to distance yourself down. Because if you don't,
Calvin. Calvin. I'm sorry.
if you don't, she'll fucking
So you know me doing my thing.
Yeah, I see. That's why what? Yeah. That's why what? Like I see, that's an easy sport to me for a certain amount of time. And just, you know what I'm saying? Just,
Yeah, I said we came the first time.
Well, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, just to deal with them accordingly, man. You know what I'm saying? Just use it, just get your rocks off and, as I'm about to say, just use it as a week of wrestling. Don't take them serious, don't take them, no more than marriage. It's all facade, man. Like I said, that's how. These women aren't virgins, don't take them serious.
Yeah, that is not the trouble of the point, but the brother said the brother is, he sincerely didn't see
No, he did.
You gotta understand, when you come on camp and have his altar, everything behind it is spiritual.
Yes.
The Lord quotes us.
Two times. I called him a couple times. Yeah.
So a person could see, they will literally have to lock eyes
Lock
with you
eyes, yeah.
to know it's you. If they just breathe, it's the Lord blocking.
Because the Lord do got a block on it. Because he one of the friends that when I came into the truth, I was telling him about the truth. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't receive it. So the Lord definitely got them blockers on it.
Exactly, like she called him twice.
But yeah, back when we like, exactly.
Oh yeah, like she was over there, and I'm gonna have to little, shit like that. Like he walked past by. Yeah, like she didn't see me. Yeah, over there one time we was camping over there one time. No. Oh yeah, she came that, but of course she walked past,
And Carol.
Yeah, again.
She saw you right there.
She said right there.
You saw her.
Yeah. Shit. And
You didn't say shit.
now you made it, see, they preach like that. I said, oh shit, I thought
Yeah.
Wow.
Now you good.
Yeah. She walked right straight. Yeah. I told you. You didn't even look over here. She walked straight past.
I was fucking nervous. I was like,
Yeah. I ain't say nothing. We got a record. But yeah, kind of. You say that. That's the spirit, though. That's the spirit. Hey, I got a lot of back. When you got a camp, I said, hey, you know something strange? He said, yeah. I said, you got some street corner talk. She said, were you there? I said, no.
she said,
I'm proud of the line. That is.
yeah, yo, what are you doing? Okay.
You know the pictures that the ones left hand on the right.
You know what I'm saying? What you doing? I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, no.
I never knew that. That's
It's
crazy.
good to say. A lot of people that I go to love.
Yeah, she don't know shit.
Yeah, sure.
I was doing with Chin. She don't know a lot of shit, though.
She know how many, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I said she like, ain't that her?
Yeah.
What you need to know? Hey, baby, hey, look. Come stand. What the?
My crib, me and my demon, it's business as usual. She know I do my lessons and I come to camp. Other than that, it's regular routine, man. You know?
They ain't gonna do nothing but cause more problems anyway.
Like I said, a woman is when it comes to God and all that stuff. They vex you.
Hey, that little nigga, I should have tripled that too, because even
He did it on purpose. He did it.
I just
Yeah, he did it
thought
on
about
purpose.
it. They probably was talking about it before you began to
Because
do
then
it.
they looked back and they was plotting like, oh, he did it. Smiling and
Oh,
joking.
Pillsbury,
Roy ain't, man. Roy ain't
little
nobody,
nigga.
bro.
Bro, if he little nigga, he can literally live.
That's a fact. That's a
That's
fact.
in his pocket.
That's a fact.
Everybody say when
These fruits and chips.
he just mocked himself. I mean, that's all he did ultimately. He just mocked himself. He mocked himself.
And that's all these little fucking jig. Even the YNs and the YN. You know, you look at all the bullshit that's going on in LA. So it's actually just Judah. You know? So the whole, so as the scripture say, the whole spirit, the whole head.
Early, I was 30.
I want to be in town.
Me, like I said, I
You know how we used to do.
I didn't know it was 2 hours.
You know how we use them long cabs,
Yeah,
4 or 5 hour cabs. You just
Fall
go.
back. back.
Ain't no point looking at the camera.
Yeah,
You just be out there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you really supposed
One
to
look at it,
You ain't
boy,
supposed to be,
No, facts.
you really just supposed to be
Yeah,
open.
yeah, yeah.
And checking the time, shit, that fucks up the spirit.
Yeah, that,
And scriptures talk about quenching the spirit.
You just teach.
but,
And then they go before you know it, oh.
yeah, like I said, I ain't never gonna have to make it.
It's when I do that.
Okay.
Yeah. But ultimately, though, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's great for the spirit, man. You know, just, occupying properties is going on. Lessons down by the name of the Lord. There should be appearance. And, brothers give a beautiful demonstration of the spirit. You know what I'm saying? So, but ultimately, though, man, that prophecy is being fulfilled as we speak, man. That gives us faith, gives us goosebumps. Come on now with the Bible, we push this word, man. Keep pushing, man. Because that's what we really need, man. You know what I'm saying? It goes to show you that recently, with this community, man, we recognize we can do the spirit, man. So it's really high important that we, get together and, and push this word out together. We punch our spirit. Especially these times that we're coming into. So with that, hopefully, brothers edified. This is Great Most Virginia, as always, for the latest new article lessons in the spirit and power by Shema Shah. As always, first and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Shema Shah by Shema. We want to say Delaware to the elders, Greg Millstone, but we want to become the truth. Of course, we say peace and blessings and salutation to your Akamai that is putting the truth. Brothers, both controversially, to the best of good, scattered both of the earth. That's the Kwame Yashrala.
Kwame Yashrala.
Shalom.
Shalom.
So, man, they want me to come back and be like, what do you want to do up there? Okay, thank you.